agreements are really important to have in writing. My first year when I was starting to do backhaul, I am a really big believer in a handshake deal. I've pretty much always had good luck with that until my first year. And what happened was I had a handshake deal. We talked about a certain price for backhaul, and then when it came down to it, that price couldn't be honored. And so what I learned from that experience was if somebody says they're going to give you a certain rate, ask them to have that in writing. And it might be insulting to them, but just, you can say, it's a practice of ours. It's something that we want to make sure we're doing everything that we said we'd do, that you're doing everything you said we'd do. We can outline the responsibilities and have it on paper. And that way, people are more apt to abide by what they've said that they would do. So that is an example of a memorandum of agreement. We have one with Everett's. We have one with Alaska Logistics. We have actually, I work for a tribal organization that represents 20 tribes, and we have one with each of the tribes that we work with. So each of the tribes says, yes, we will properly package things on our end before we send them to you. And I say, once I receive those, I will properly package it to send it on to the next place. It says a little bit more than that as well, but it basically outlines the responsibilities of both parties. Letters of support, you guys are probably familiar with. MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, it's the same thing as the agreement. Resolutions, I know your tribes are hit up daily with having to do resolutions, but those are important as well for showing your support, and letters of understanding. So, okay, go ahead. I think I put this in the packet. Yeah, I did. So this is a sample of a memorandum of agreement. This is one that I have with the native village of Ilam, a village that I work with. And I wanted to share this with you to take home, because if you want to use this, you may take it and put it into your format. But it was intimidating to me. Like, what am I going to say in an MOA? Until I finally did it. I took the step and I finally did it, and now it's like, oh, okay, I got my template. I can do it with anybody. And what it does is it says a little bit about who we are and what's the purpose of this agreement. And then it says Coeric Regional Backhaul and Recycling Program staff will, and it has all these bullet points about the things that we're going to do. And that basically says, I'm pledging that I'm going to do all of these things. And once we sign this document, I'm legally held to these things here. The native village of Ilam will, and then these things are bullet pointed out. On the next page it says the Coeric Regional Backhaul and Recycling Program will not. And so it tells exactly in plain writing what I'm not going to do, which is be held responsible for any portion of the project work done in the village. Beyond providing information and invoices. So it's saying I'm not going to be held liable for something that was packaged improperly in a village. It's in writing. I will not accept any further shipments if invoices are not paid. Outlines it right there in writing. The native village of Ilam will not be held responsible for any portion of the project that's done outside of, or in Nome and beyond. And so just this gives you an example of a really easy format to put an agreement into. It's right there in your hands. If you don't have MOAs with the carriers, with the recyclers, with the villages that you work with, I really encourage you to create these and have your tribe look over them. We have our president sign it, so it's like at the top level they know what the agreement says. They approve what our responsibilities are. And then we have, like with Everett's Air Cargo, we would have Susan or whoever the CEO is sign the document so that we know that they know everything that's said in this document. It's official. You can set the terms of agreement. It could be for 3 years. Everett's told us, nope, we want it on a yearly basis because the cost of fuel changes. We don't want to be held to a price that was, that we're going to be paying to do your job for you. So, you set the terms of agreement. It helps everybody to be comfortable with where you're at, and then you can proceed with your recycling and backhaul program. Fully confident that everybody knows what the terms are. Okay, this is just a letter of support. I wanted to share that with you as well, so that you could see what a sample of that. This came in handy for when we were looking to get we were wanting there's 3 entities in our villages anyways, the corporation, the city, and the tribe generally. And we wanted to start a backhaul program that incorporated the resources of all 3 of those entities. And so this was an example of one that we said, we want the corporation to provide some land for staging. We want the city to help us with the heavy equipment portion of the backhauling, and we want the tribe to provide the personnel. So this is just a sample of a letter of support. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys being here.